delivery, which he covers up, plays it at the end of the over. At the end of the over, the West Indies 29 without loss. That's the latest score here at Windsor Park.
Well, Andy, you say how I felt when going up. I remember the first time I played for the Cameron Islands. As you know, I was a teenager, and I remember it was Irving Shillingford who was the captain at the time in Barbados. And when he went out for the toss, and he came and he said, Sibo, we're batting. Andy, I can tell you I was sweating. I remember it clearly. And as an opening batsman, you always have to get yourself prepared. You see the captain going out for the toss. If he loses it, the opposing team could put you in. Or if you win, so you always have to be prepared. It's sometimes obviously there are jitters. I'll tell you straight, no batsman, every batsman, Andy, you feel a little nervous when you have to go in first time. So it's always a bit difficult, but after the first probably 5-10 minutes, when you feel you feel the ball on your bat, you feel okay.
So we're about to see Siraj. He has replaced Yunat Gat from the northern end, the media center end. Goes one on the legs, which he flicks it down to the man there at the fine leg. Moves across, and the batsman just crossed for one. So Sebastian, you have to go out there. How would you like it? You'd like to see 6 balls just outside the off stump and not having to play, or you would like to feel the ball on your bat?
No, well, the fewer balls you face earlier, it's better for you as an opening batsman. If the first 5 overs you probably could play 1 ball, you're not perturbed by that. But when you look at probably Ben Duckett now, they say he's a guy in England opening batsman. He always like to feel the ball on the bat. But what I know as an opening batsman, the fewer balls you face early on is better for you.
Siraj to Shandapal gets the delivery, which he plays to Rohit Sharma. There it's short to mid off, and there is no run. So Sebastian, we remember playing for Dominica, the tender age of 15 years. And he was a very defensive batsman, and as he grew up, he started to have a lot of flair, played a lot of shots, especially off his legs. You dare not bring the ball on the legs of Sebastian. I remember him clipping Andy Roberts. Yes.
No, I didn't listen to that, I'm sure. Andy.
Gets another delivery. Shandapal pushes it past the bowler, and Sharma giving chase, but he can't prevent a run. Just coming forward, easing on the ball, and no real big shot, no expansive drive. Just getting the full face of the bat and going past the bowler and earning himself another run.
Yeah, as you say, Andy Roberts, I spoke to him up to this morning. As you mentioned, Andy Roberts, outstanding fast bowler, one of the greatest fast bowlers the world has ever seen.
Yes, and as an opener, any batsman, you've got to have a good defense, because without a good defense, you're certainly going to fail when the bowling gets tight. As Siraj bowls another delivery, Brathwaite covers up, and he can score.
Simply, Andy, if you can't defend, you will never be able to bat. Quite simply. You have to have a very good defense to bat. And if you look at all the great batsmen, all of them have tight. You look at the greatest to me, Sir Vivian Richards, tight in defense. You look at Brian Lara, Gary Sober, Sachin Tendulkar. All the great players have very good defense. It's a simple thing. You can't defend, you will never be able to bat.
Yeah, it's no point you play 3 extravagant drives as Siraj bowls. Brathwaite covers up and finds the man at mid-on, the captain Rohit Sharma, and again there is no run. So you go out there with a lot of flair, you play 2 good cover drives, beautiful cover drives, and then a good ball on the stumps, you can't defend it. You're back in the pavilion just for 8 runs. And that's not good enough. Test cricket is one where you've got to stay at the crease, occupy the crease for as long as possible, which is what Brathwaite and Shandapal aim to do here. As Siraj bowls to Brathwaite, again Brathwaite pushes it to mid-on. Rohit Sharma picks up the end of over number 12, and the latest score here at Windsor Park, the West Indies, after having won the toss, 31 without loss. Brathwaite is on 13, Shandapal is on 12.
Yeah, and both batsmen continue to fight on. They seem to be very comfortable, Andy, both Shandapal and Brathwaite. Obviously, the first order of business should be to bat till lunchtime. If both of them can bat till lunchtime, West Indies will have done very well, having won the toss. So I think that has to be the first objective for the both batsmen to try and get to lunch.
So we're coming up to the first hour. 7 more minutes to bring up the first hour as we see Ashwin once again goes to Shandapol. Shandapol uses his feet, not going completely down the track, which just getting in line and pushing it there to the man at short cover, and there is no run. Here is Ashwin again. This time is judges the length well, stays on the back foot, plays in front of him, and again he can score. Bright sunny conditions here at Windsor Park. Really lovely conditions for cricket. You can't play cricket under rain, so certainly you need sunshine. Here is Ashwin again, this time slightly deceived there somewhat. Shandapol. Ashwin is a very crafty bowler. Watches the batsman every move and he adapts quite well. Here he's from around the wicket. Draws the batsman forward, he opens the face of the bat, guides the ball there to Siraj at short backward point, and there is no run. So good start for the West Indies. They started well by calling it right, Kirk Brathwaite, and so far they have not disappointed with the bat. Comes forward and he's bowled him. This one going right through the defense there of Shandapol, and the West Indies lose their first wicket with the score on 31. Shandapol bowled there by Ashwin for 12.
In fact, Andy, I think that ball spun. It was a lovely delivery from Ashwin. Pitched on middle, spun away from Shandapol, hit on the top of the off stump. Very fine delivery from Ravichandran Ashwin.
So just as we were saying, a good start for the West Indies. Ashwin with all his guile is one. You cannot underestimate Ashwin and Jadeja. These two, they work out a batsman, they see how he's playing, and then he was coming from around the wicket, so he spotted something and he went right through the gates there of the bat of Shandapol, and the West Indies losing their first wicket with the score on 31.
And we see another left-hander, Andy, coming into the pitch. I think it's Raymond Riffa, another left-hander. Obviously, Ashwin would be enjoying that. I mean, as you know, off-spinners like to bowl against left-handers, and we just saw it there. Very fine delivery from Ashwin, which hit the top of off stump of Shandapol.
So Raymond Riffa, another left-handed batsman, will come out and join his captain. And Raymond Riffa hasn't really got any big scores. He got a few half centuries, but he hasn't gone on, and they have persevered with Raymond Riffa.
Well, I wonder if he's the right person to be batting at number 3, Andy. Riffa, wonder if he's the right person in what? Riffa is what? In his 30s now. Obviously, number 3 is always a pivotal position. When you look at all the greats who are batted 3, Vivian Richards, Brian Lara, Lawrence Rowe, Rohan Kanai, George Headley. So to see Riffa at number 3, a lot of people have questioned that. Why is Riffa batting at number 3?
Well, they have persevered with him. Let's hope for the West Indies' sake that he comes good here at Windsor Park. They've lost Shandapol for 12, and in the 13th over, 12.5 overs bowled so far. We're seeing that the ground staff coming out to do some markings. It's really early days for this is what you usually see at tea time or at lunchtime, but I'm not too sure why the lines have been faded away very early.
Don't know if it's the quality of the paint, and I'm not sure. So we will not mention who the agent for the paint. Surely not on air.
Oh, for sure not. But the Indians, they have gathered together in a huddle. They've putting their plans together. You know, these players, they are professionals. They watch the game, they analyze the game, and then they try to put the best foot forward. And I'm sure that Ashwin will have already, with his captain and a few members of the side, Virat Kohli, who contributes, he was the former captain, has a lot to say about how they proceed, how they move on with the game, and certainly they will have ideas as to how to dismiss Raymond Riffa.
Yes, and I'm sure Ashwin will be enjoying that bowling against the left-handers, and still have half an hour to go, another left-hander down at number 5.
Will he come before Jimmy Blackwood?
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, the scoreboard has him at 5.
So I guess Blackwood, the vice captain, would come out at 4 and Afanas will come out at 5. But it's all conjecture. We will wait and see what happens. But here is Ashwin. Ball in the first delivery to River. River is going back. A loud appeal. A confident appeal. But umpire Goff walks away, says not out. The over comes to an end. The end of over number 13. And the latest score at the Windsor Park, the Westindies 31 for the loss of 1.
Maybe.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville, takes you where you want to be. Feel secure with the Credit Union of Grenville, taking care of all your financial needs, including savings, loans, mortgages, and sound financial advice. Serving you with branches on Jubilee Street in Grenville, Lucas Street in St. George's, and coming soon, our Grandstand sub-office. Call us on 442-8602 or visit one of our offices. With Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, your financial security is guaranteed.
Like he was playing, but at the last moment withdrawing the bat and the ball going through to the debutant Ishan Kishan. If you're listening over in India, you would like to know that Jaiswal and Ishan Kishan, they have made their debut here at Windsor Park. And Siraj in his first spell bowled 4 overs, 1 mid, none for 11. Here he is, bowls to Brathwaite. Brathwaite gets a delivery which is well up to the bat, comes forward, pushes it to Ashwin there at mid-off, and he can score. So Brathwaite is on 13, Riffer yet to score. The batsman out, Shandapal, bowled by Ashwin for 12. So after this over, it looks like we will have a water break, a drinks break, as they say, and lovely conditions prevailing as Siraj from the media center end with 2 slips, 3 slips there. He pushes it on the offside to the right of the man at cover. Jadija runs across, picks up, and there is no run. So the Indians will be quite pleased having got the wicket of Shandapal. He knows how long he can occupy a crease for a long time. Scored that 200 against, it was Zimbabwe. 200 not out, 207 not out against Zimbabwe. So given an opportunity, he's one who can occupy the crease for a very long time. Here is Siraj, once again to bowl to Brathwaite. On his legs, he works it beautifully, but slight fumble there by the man at mid-wicket, but they will only get 1 run. So 1 more will be added to the total, and the Brathwaite will move on to 14. The Westindies 32 for the loss of 1. Now let's watch the delivery there going. In fact, that is the one for, looks like Rifa, and as you quite rightly said, Sebastian going over the top.
Yes, I did say that. It looked a bit high. It looked like it was above the knee roll.
So we see.
But it was a good delivery, nonetheless.
Indeed, indeed. 3 slips, a gully, cover, mid-off, wideish mid-on, and a short mid-wicket, and a man down on the long line. There's one in the air, and short rising delivery, rose steeply there on Rifa. Did not handle it too well. The ball was in the air for some time, but it landed safely.
In fact, Andy, that's the first short ball we've seen for the entire morning. And I always wondered about that fast bowlers nowadays, Hadley bowl, bouncers as we call it, and that was a lovely delivery. It caught Rifa off guard.
Steep rising delivery there from Siraj, really surprising Rifa. And certainly no batsman loves to get a delivery like that. Here is Siraj once again. 3 slips on the gully. Balls, and this time short delivery, and the batsman allows it to go through. Rifa happy to see the ball going past him. The over comes to an end. At the end of over number 14, the Westindies now 32 for the loss of 1.
And I've been very surprised that Siraj didn't use the short ball a bit more. I mean, Rifa is not, I don't think he's a player who plays horizontal back shots very well. So I've always felt a fast bowler with a new ball in his hand should be testing the batsman. And too much of it, well, we've seen a lot of it now, as Andy rejoins me, in England, where a lot of the batsmen have been tested with short pitch bowling. In fact, some people even say it's like the borderline series of the late 1920s. But we don't see enough of that, Andy, as you rejoin me now.
Yes, as Ashwin begins a new over, bowling to Brathwaite, so he's bowling round the wicket to Craig Brathwaite. Interesting tactic early on. It's very common these days by off-break bowlers. As this next one to Brathwaite is played out into the cover region, and there's no run. So I thought we were going for a drinks break there, but
well, they might have taken it after the wicket, the fall of the wicket.
Oh, I
might
see,
have taken
yes.
it.
Here's Ashwin, and Brathwaite this time is looking aggressive, and he hits that one lofted in the mid-on region, and didn't quite get all of it, and he manages to come back for two, but a small sign of aggression from Craig Brathwaite.
And Craig of late has been playing that stroke against the spinner. He always tends to try and go over the top, because it's a safe stroke, and there's nobody really on the boundary. Nobody at long on, neither at deep mid-wicket.
Yeah, and with the ball, not really deviating much, and not really much chance of getting LBW, it makes sense. As this time he swings this one away, Brathwaite, behind square, and no one out there either, and it races away for 4 runs. Brathwaite moves on to 20, the Westindies 38 for 1. So, yeah, I like this from Brathwaite, not letting Ashwin dictate terms.
Exactly, very fine stroke, and take the attack to him. Well, doesn't make sense plodding, because with a short leg there, a slip, one, you might get an edge or one bat and pad. So take the attack. Get them to move the field.
Here's Ashwin, the right arm off spinner, bowling round the wicket to Brathwaite. He's forward defensively this time, and there's no run. So just looking at this field, we have a slip, which is Rahane. We have a backward point, a cover.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville, takes you where you want to be. Feel secure with the Credit Union of Grenville, taking care of all your financial needs, including savings, loans, mortgages, and sound financial advice. Serving you with branches on Jubilee Street in Grenville, Lucas Street in St. George's, and coming soon, our Grandstand sub-office. Call us on 442-8602 or visit one of our offices. With Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, your financial security is guaranteed.
It is said, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Therefore, the authenticity of the beverage can only be acquired in the taste. A taste which is original to Antoine de Beauregard Industries and comes from a combination of spices and local rum, which can hold its own all over the world. Woodman, a strength which speaks for itself. A taste which stands out from the rest, bottled with care, which speaks to perfection. Try Woodman today and be stunned by a flavor as never before. Let your palate savor that which is produced locally. Do not be deterred. by substandard products. Our taste speaks volumes and sets us apart from the competition. You will be satisfied with every sip of our product. Say rum, say Woodman, feel satisfaction. Now that's quality.
The first word when you speak about furniture is classic. Yes, at Classic Furniture, they design and make the best in local furniture. All their products are made from the finest local wood available on island. You think it, they design it and make it to your expectations. The highest standards at the best possible price, and they also provide higher purchase for you, their valued customers. Located on Ben Jones Street in Grenville, with their factory at Chantimel in St. Patrick. That's where you need to visit when looking for products made of the finest local wood. They deliver and install items at no extra cost. Your satisfaction is their mission. The extra step is taken to ensure their customers are completely satisfied. They do doors and finished kitchens, supplies mattresses, and restores antique pieces to look like the first day they were made. Hey, give us a call on 442-4645 and 442-9726. Classic Furniture, Grenada's homegrown furniture producers.
If you're looking to improve or maintain your health, look no further. We have a general practitioner right here on Main Street Sates in the Kwezi. Dr. Guerra, a gynecologist and surgeon who specializes in women's health. She offers lab tests, blood, pap smears, prostate cancer, and stool tests. We now have a portable EKG machine that gives you accurate readings by using just 2 fingers. And that's not all. If you're suffering from any respiratory conditions such as asthma, bronchitis, COPD, or seasonal allergies, we have a nebulizer machine that can safely treat these. Consultation for pregnant women from beginning to end. Surgeries, which includes hysterectomy, tying of tubes, vaginal shrinking, removal of uterine fibroids, vaginal warts, hernias, and C-sections. She also specializes in diagnostic and therapeutic DNC, abnormal bleeding. Eye testing is also available at the clinic by appointment only with Dr. Mabel Berita's Lugo. They are in collaboration with Alice Labs, located in St. George, opposite the Excel Plaza. Walk-ins are accepted. You can also call for an appointment at 423-3352 or our landline at 444-4272. That number's again 423-3352 or 444-4272. Put your health first.
Make sure you have your radio and your batteries too. Waterproof flashlight candles will do. Tin stuff, garbage bag, first aid kit. Come on people, make sure you have it. Clean water in a container and a hurricane plan. Hear me no man.
Hurricane damage is beyond your control. Surviving the aftermath is up to you. Have a hurricane plan. It can save your life and your family too.
Prepare for hurricane, your hair prepare for hurricane.
This is Real 91.9, 91.5, www.realfmgrenada.com. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Caribbean. Good morning to the WORLD. Reminding you that coming up at 15 minutes before the 12 o'clock hour, we've got news for you right here on your favorite radio station. That's Real FM Radio. And then we have On Target with Francis Pear. That's going to be from 12 on to 1. And then we get back to the cricket. Well, speaking of back to the cricket, we've been having a bit of an issue there. With our broadcast stream coming out of the Nature Isle of Dominica. I think they'll be playing that match at the Mindu Phillip Park inside of Dominica. Any Dominicans inside of Grenada, top of the morning to you. I've got a good Dominican friend in the Tivoli area. How are you, my dear? I trust that you are listening to Real FM Radio and you're listening to us this morning. Okay, my name is Andre Donald, and trying to ensure that you get to enjoy some cricket. The last score that we'd have had, let me do a quick double check as to give you the last score coming out of Dominica. Westindies, they are, wow, 38 for 2 after 16.3 overs in this, the first innings of the first test. The first test, of course, will run from today, with the last day of the test, if it can last that long, being on Sunday. So West Indies 38 for 2, and they've been batting for just 16.3 overs this morning. How unfortunate. Let's see. So it would have been the two openers gone. That's Shandapal. He went first for 12, and then recently Craig Brathwaite going for 20. So at the wicket, Reefer and who else? Not seeing who else there as yet. They've not posted. Oh, Jermaine Blackwood. I think Blackwood is the vice captain. Yeah, so Jermaine Blackwood and Raymond Reefer out of Barbados, and Blackwood, I think, is he out of Dominica? I'm not sure. Andre, don't do that to yourself. It's either St. Lucia or Dominica. Blackwood, Jermaine Blackwood. But nonetheless, West Indies 38 for 2 wickets after batting for some 16.3 overs. So what we're going to do is to try to see if we can regain our commentators inside of Dominica for more cricket coverage. I do believe that we should try just about now.
Around the wicket.
Right.
It's very difficult, it must be said, Sebo, from where we're sitting, because we're nowhere near it.
Yeah, we are not straight behind. So we
so-
really cannot judge what had happened. But when we look at the monitor, we can probably see that it pitched an off stump. Oh, that looks very close.
That
Andy.
looks close.
That probably looks very, very close.
So it pitched
No
just
back there. It looked very, very close. It could be out,
yeah,
really.
pitched on the line of off stump. No bat involved, clearly. Turned ever so slightly back into Blackwood.
If I were Blackwood, I'd be worried now. Just looking at this, I'd be very worried if I were Blackwood.
If I was Blackwood, I'd already be walking back and trying to stay away from my captain. Here we see it now. Pitched outside. Oh, he might have been hit outside the line.
Umpire's call. Umpire's call.
Yeah, umpire's call on impact and on whether it was hitting. So, Blackwood survives. Just
But they retained the review because it was umpire's call. So in there, we still probably have 3 reviews. We don't lose a review because of that.
But a little bit of a danger sign there for the West Indies. Ashwin got that one to straighten, bearing in mind he's bowling across the right-handed batsman Blackwood, and he just managed to get it to straighten into his pad. Here is Ashwin, last ball of the over, and Blackwood is defending that one up to cover, where Rohit Sharma does the fielding. So the West Indies now losing a wicket in that over, the wicket of the skipper Craig Brathwaite. They are 38 for 2 here at Windsor Park.
Yes, Ashwin bowling extremely well. Andy bowling very well. Siraj himself from the northern end has also looked very dangerous. So the batsmen have a lot to think about. Blackwood has just come in. Reefer himself he's only been there for 2 overs. So it's going to be a tough, probably next few overs, Andy, for the West Indian batsmen.
Yes, I think survival is probably the name of the game here for the West Indies for a while. Losing both their openers. I mean, they took Brathwaite faced 46 balls, Chandapal 44. This is a short ball from Siraj, very short. In fact, it's called wide. Square leg umpire signalled wide. That's Michael Goff and Richard Kettleborough is confirming the wide from the river end here of Windsor Park in the Dominican capital of Rousseau. Lovely little town it is too. I've Been here for 2 days now.
And the Wellington, that's what the Basin Reserve is, right? Where you from in New Zealand?
That's right.
The Basin Reserve.
Yeah, biggest roundabout in New Zealand, that is. Here's Siraj bowling to Reefer, who's looking to drive, but just gets a thick outside edge, and it runs away into the fourth slip position. Can't quite pick, I think there might be Rahane there, Rahane at fourth slip, or maybe a fine gully you might call that. Fifth slip, it's kind of hard to know what to call that position, but from Reefer's point of view, it went along the ground and there's no run. Yes, the Basin Reserve is the biggest roundabout for cars in New Zealand. Here's Siraj on the river end, right arm over the wicket to the left-handed Reefer, who's defensively forward, and there's no run.
While I was in Christchurch, Andy, I saw where it was, which year it was when they had this, it was a volcano?
Earthquake,
an earthquake. Yeah, they showed me all where people were damaged, and it was a problem for New Zealand at that time, eh?
Big problem for Christchurch, yeah. A lot of, very unfortunate for the city. It was pretty much, the whole city centre was pretty much decimated.
Wow.
A lot of lives lost. It's taken a long time for them to recover. Here's Siraj bowling to Reefer. He just lets that one go through the keeper. So just looking at Reefer's record, Reefer's from Barbados. This is just his 8th test match. Averaging 25.9. Scored 350s with a highest score of 62. Yeah, it's where does he normally bat for his?
Well, early on, most of the time he batted at 6-7 for Barbados, but I think last year he started batting at number 3. I think he made a century batting at 3 for Barbados, and after that, the Westindies chose to put him at number 3. Get back to that.
Here's Siraj. Another short ball to Reefer. He sways out of the way, and it's through to the keeper. That's quite an elevation for him.
Yes, but Andy, when you look at the people who are batted at number 3 for Westindies, I mean, you wonder why somebody like Reefer, who really hasn't been, in fact, Reefer made the team more or less as a bowling all-rounder. He played for Guyana, he was in the franchise for Guyana for a few years, and he batted lower than the others. So it was a bit strange that he had to be batting at number 3 for the West Indian batting team.
Here's Siraj again, bowling to Reefer. He works this one away off his pads into the mid-wicket, and Ashwin comes round to restrict it to 1 run. So Reefer off the mark. He's faced 14 balls to get to that point.
And I'm sure you would know of the great names who have batted number 3 for West Indies.
I can think of a few.
The greatest survive.
I've got a question for you though. Yeah. Why does Shea Hope not play Test cricket?
Well, very good question. In fact, I am of the opinion now that Shea Hope should be back in the team, even if he has to bat somewhere around 5 or so when the shine is off the ball. Some people seem to think that early on when he comes into batting Test cricket against the new ball, he struggled. So Shea Hope, Brendan King is another player I think should be given a chance. Brendan King and Shea Hope, both of them.
Here's Siraj, last ball of the over, bowling to Blackwood. Looks to work that one away. I thought initially on the offside, but it went wide of mid-on where Sharma does the fielding. So Blackwood's also off the mark now. That is the end of the 18th over, and it's 41 for 2 here.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville, takes you where you want to be. Feel secure with the Credit Union of Grenville, taking care of all your financial needs, including savings, loans, mortgages, and sound financial advice. Serving you with branches on Jubilee Street in Grenville, Lucas Street in St. George's, and coming soon, our Grandstand sub-office. Call us on 442-8602 or visit one of our offices. With Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, your financial security is guaranteed.
It is said, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Therefore, the authenticity of the beverage can only be acquired in the taste. A taste which is original to Antoine de Beauregard Industries and comes from a combination of spices and local rum, which can hold its own all over the world. Woodman, a strength which speaks for itself. A taste which stands out from the rest, bottled with care, which speaks to perfection. Try Woodman today and be stunned by a flavor as never before. Let your palate savor that which is produced locally. Do not be deterred by substandard products. Our taste speaks volumes and sets us apart from the competition. You will be satisfied with every sip of our product. Say rum, say Woodman, feel satisfaction. Now that's quality.
So India persisting with a short mid-wicket and a short leg here. So it's obviously a plan that's worked well for Ashwin in the past, as well as 3 men in the deep. Here's Ashwin bowling to Blackwood, and he plays a beautiful drive. He beats extra cover. Man there, Rohit didn't even move, and it races away to the boundary for 4. Quality shot from Jermaine Blackwood.
A lovely cover drive from Jermaine Blackwood, and the thing about Jermaine Blackwood, if he stays there for a while, the runs will come quickly. He normally is a guy who plays his stroke. He looked very good there. Lovely up drive of Ravichandran Ashwin.
There is Ashwin. A very tall man, gets very high in his action, and this time Blackwood's defending. That's the end of another over for Ashwin. He has 2 for 17 off his 6 overs. Westindies 47 for 2 here at Windsor Park.
Yeah, and it appears that we're going to see Shadul Thakur, Andy. Or is it him or Siraj? No, it looks like Thakur is probably going to be bowling his first over for the day of medium pace. As you know, he's always a guy who has been fortunate. Sometimes he picks up a wicket or 2 for the Indian team. He also comes lower in the order and makes a few runs. So it appears that we're going to see Thakur bowling his first over for the day, Andy.
Indeed. Yeah, quite a long time getting him into the attack, you'd have to say. I suppose it's not so long. So just looking at Thakur's record so far in Test cricket, this is his 10th match. He's got 29 wickets at 26.34 with a best bowling of 7 for 61. Here he is, Thakur, going past umpire Michael Goff, bowling to Reefer, and Reefer's driving that one up to mid-off where Sharma does the fielding, and there's no run.
The good cricketer, this Thakur. Very good cricketer.
Yeah, well, he played in the World Championship final. Of course, they had Mohammed Shami in the side for that as well, and although they were comprehensively beaten by Australia in that final, to lose a bowler of Shami's calibre is a real blow to the side. Here is Thakur bowling to Reefer, and he's just defending that to cover. It's picked up there by Shubman Gill, and there's no run.
When you talk about Shami can be a handfuler for batsmen.
Yeah.
I think he's an outstanding bowler. He bowls him the seam upright. He has the pace. He gets the ball to swing. A really tough proposition for batsmen, Mohammed Shami.
Yeah, I'm just surprised they rested him. Like, you sort of wonder, I guess it's a fairly long tour. That might be part of the reason. Here is Thakur bowling to Reefer, and it looks like he's nicked that one, has he? He's not walking.
Apparently, probably he's not sure whether the keeper caught it. So the umpires are conferring. Maybe they will look for the replay. They'll call for the replay. Whether he caught it cleanly, we're not sure. We'll soon find out.
Yes, so just There's a ball a little bit wide of off stump there from Taka, and Rifa chased it like an eel in a river, and clearly an edge, and it's clearly
it looks like a clean catch to me.
Clearly carried to Ishan Kishan.
Clean catch.
Do you know what? That really annoys me, Sebo, that the batsman doesn't walk for that.
Yeah.
It's straight into his glove.
Clean catch, and what is he standing? And that's why some of them have found out with all these replays now. I mean, this is a clean catch. When you look at it.
It doesn't get any cleaner than that. It didn't go anywhere near the ground.
Clean catch. In fact, I've seen Afanaz already walking down, probably walking in. Alik Afanaz, making his debut on his home ground at the Windsor Park Stadium. Obviously.
The first word when you speak about furniture is classic. Yes, at Classic Furniture, they design and make the best in local furniture. All their products are made from the finest local wood available on island. You think it, they design it and make it to your expectations. The highest standards at the best possible price, and they also provide higher purchase for you, their valued customers. Located on Ben Jones Street in Grenville, with their factory at Chantemelle in St. Patrick. That's where you need to visit when looking for products made of the finest local wood. They deliver and install items at no extra cost. Your satisfaction is their mission. The extra step is taken to ensure their customers are completely satisfied. They do doors and finished kitchens, supplies mattresses, and restores antique pieces to look like the first day they were made. Hey, give us a call on 442-4645 and 442-9726. Classic Furniture, Grenada's homegrown furniture producers.
It's a big moment for Alec Athanase, the left-handed Athanase. He faces his first ball here from Taka, and it's misfielded mid-off. As Athanase gets off the mark, he gets 2 runs, helped very much there by Rohit Sharma, who misfielded that, and so there's two runs there to Athanase. So first ball of the test match off the mark. You got to be happy with that, and the crowd, of course, is very happy. And we're just having a change here in the commentary box. Come to in a moment. Here is Taka bowling to Athanase. He lets that one go through the keeper, and it's welcome for the first time today to Vimal Kumar. Welcome to Dominica, Vimal.
Thank you. It's my pleasure and honor to share the commentary box with you.
Yes, so how long have you been in town for?
I landed the day Indian cricket team came.
Okay.
So the same day. We were on a different flight, but yeah, I've been following the Indian team ever since they have arrived in the Caribbean.
So Taka has just decided to change his line here. He's going round the wicket to Athanase. That's wide outside off stump. He lets it sail through to the keeper. It is the end of the 20th over. It is 49 for 3 here at Windsor Park. So you with the Westindies team, I believe they're not staying here locally in Rousseau, they're staying a little bit out of town.
What did you say?
They're not staying locally here in Rousseau, they're staying a little bit out of town.
No, I'm staying in just closer to the Victoria Street.
Oh.
Because in fact, I will tell you one thing, the route to hotel and is such a long route. So the other day, Ishan Kishan and Shubman Gill, they were asking me, jokingly initially, that are you staying nearby? I said yes. So they, will you mind? Can we come over to your room? We can. I said okay. There are empty rooms. You can join. It will be a privilege. So initially I thought they were joking, but the next day Rohit Sharma, who is a good, so he told me that no, we are serious because it takes a long time to come over, you know.
So right.
Some of the young players.
Here's Ashwin beginning a new over, bowling to Jermaine Blackwood. To Blackwood, and he's defending back to Ashwin, and there's no run. Well, I'm staying just a few paces down the road. I might have an offer for you in a moment. Here is Blackwood working this one to short cover. To short leg, I should say. There's no run. Yes, I'm just staying about 5 minutes walk maximum away from here, so I'll be tempted if Coley needs a bed, I'll give him my bed. How's that?
Anyone would do that. Anyone would do that. And I must tell you that this is my first instant in the Caribbean as a radio broadcaster, and this is going live on my YouTube channel as well. So hello to all my Indian friends. Right now 100 people are watching.
Here is Ashwin bowling to Blackwood. He works this one behind square and they scamper through for a run as Ishan Kishan, the debutant, picks the ball up and throws to the bowler's end. That brings up the 50 for the West Indies off the 5th ball of the 21st over. So a current run rate of only 2.4, which wouldn't really be a problem normally, but they've lost those 3 wickets after that fairly solid start from Chanderpaul and Craig Brathwaite. Here is Ashwin. He's bowling to the debutant, Alec Athanaze. He's defending that one to backward point and there's no run. That is the end of the 21st over. It's 50 for 3 here at Windsor Park.
So we're on I love you, sir. Is he talking to me or you?
No, I'm talking to you, but I will now in the break, so I will ask your opinion. So I will just introduce you in Hindi. ये एंड्रू हैं हमारे साथ और इन्होंने रेडियो कमेंट्री के लिए बुलाया. So what do you have to say? What is your first impression of Indian cricket team?
They're a good team, very good. But I must tell you one story specific to Dominica. Virat Kohli is the only survivor from the last time India played here in 2011. In that series, he got 76 runs. It's fair to say he's improved quite a bit since then.
I will tell you another when you will ask me during the instant about Kohli's story on this ground. He has made a unique record. No one is aware of. I had told Kohli in advance. Whenever you are free, I will tell you. Your viewers will enjoy it.
We'll look forward to that. I'm sure our listeners right around the Caribbean on the Cut and Drive network will look forward to your story about the, I don't know, what do you call him, the king or the prince? He's pretty iconic. He's kind of like the Cristiano Ronaldo of world cricket. We're talking about Virat Kohli, but it's Shardul Thakur bowling this time to Blackwood, and he skies that one away, or just wide of Shubman Gill, I think, at cover. Maybe it was a leading edge even. It was definitely an uncomfortable shot there by Blackwood. And just looking at the replay here now, yes, it's a leading edge out towards Shubman Gill. He dived for it. Oh, he almost caught that in his left hand. I think he just missed it. And Blackwood survives, which brings Alec Athanaze back on strike. Of course, the Dominican boy making his test debut here today. Probably in a little bit earlier than he would have liked. He probably would have liked to come in a little bit later, perhaps after lunch, but here he is facing Thakur, and he plays a pull shot. Plays it absolutely beautifully, just swiveling on one leg, behind square, for I heard him get compared to Brian Lara the other day, and that shot that he played there had so much about like Brian Lara to it. Well played, young man. Athanaze moves on now. Keeps the score going, keeps the West Indies scoreboard going, and more importantly, gets the fans going. We'll come to that story. Tell me maybe after this.
No worries. I'm waiting. A lot of people in India are asking that. Share the link, we want to listen to this radio commentary.
Okay, here is Thakur, and Athanaze defends, and there's a huge cheer. Maybe we'll wait till the end of the over for this story.
No worries.
I have a feeling it's a good one.
Yeah. A great one.
Yeah, links for the commentary, I think it's on the West Indies YouTube channel actually.
West Indies YouTube channel. So guys, who are wondering, you can go to this. I will share the link soon. You can catch the entire commentary.
Okay, here is Thakur, and he's bowling to Athanaze, and he's just defending. Once again, a big cheer as the ball's picked up at mid-off. Yeah, cheers for a dot ball. That's says something about Dominicans, I guess, that it's been a while since they've had one of their own players in the team. So it's not a Shillingford, it must be said. Shillingford's obviously of a very famous family and famous names. The stands, Grayson Shillingford and Irving Shillingford stand named after them. And here is Taka bowling to Azenays. Oh, and he drives that beautifully, but it's straight to Ashwin at mid-off, and there's no run. So, yeah, just the one ball left in this 22nd over. Blackwood's there on 8, with him Azenays on 6. Azenays looks very comfortable at the crease, it must be said. So, giving the crowd something to cheer about after not the greatest of starts by the Westindies today. It's Takur once more, right arm over the wicket to Azenays, and he launches into a flowing drive, but it's fielded by Shubman Gill at cover, and there's no run. That is the end of the over. It's 55 for 3 here at Windsor Park. So what's the story you've got for me?
Yeah, story I must tell you, my viewers know about it, but the story is that, maybe you are not aware, Virat Kohli came, he is the only surviving member from that tour.
Yes.
Everyone knows about it. The another guy is Rahul Dravid. He was coach, he was player but coach. But one story nobody knows is that Kohli has become the second player in the history of game to play against Test cricket against the father-son duo, which is senior Chandrapal as well as junior Chandrapal. And I had told this story in advance to Virat Kohli the other day, 2 days back. So I told Kohli, are you aware of this thing? So Kohli says, really? So then he recalled, yeah, I have played. Then he recounted about senior Chandrapal. And then I told him, the moment you play the first test, you will become, and let the Ashwin bowl, then we will come back to the story.
Ah, interesting, yeah. There is Ashwin bowling over the wicket to Blackwood. He's just defending and there's no run. Yeah, well, Shivnarine Chandrapal scored 100 in that match in 2011 here. It was a draw, of course. Yeah, that was Kohli's top score at that time, actually. He made 30 in the first innings, which was his highest test score to that point. Here's Blackwood driving down the ground. There's a man at long on, though, coming around. He picks it up into just 1 run to Blackwood. Takes him on to 9, Westindies on to 56 for 3. So that brings the local boy, Alex Azenays, on strike. And he's just defensively forward and there's no run. Actually, I was writing a tweet last night about the possible selection of Alex Azenays, and the Twitter self-corrected and called him Slick. So now I'll call him Slick Azenays. Here he is, working this one away to mid-wicket. Rohit misfields again. Wow, Rohit's giving Azenays an easy ride here in Test cricket. He misfielded to give him his first 2, and he misfielded again to give him another single. Here is Ashwin rolling to Blackwood, and defends that to short leg, and there's no run. Brings us to the end of another over here. It's 57 for 3 at Windsor Park.
Yeah, shall I continue the story?
Yeah, the story, yeah.
So when I told Kohli about this story, so he was surprised. I told him, you know, Sachin Tendulkar was the first cricketer, only cricketer in the history of game to play against the father-son duo, which is Geoff Marsh of Australia, the opener. He played against Senior Marsh in 1991, and then again with one of his sons. I'm not sure whether it's Mitchell or Sean, but he played on a tour of Australia in 2011. So Sachin became the first player to play against father-son duo. But Virat's record is more interesting because Virat is playing the father-son duo on the same ground, which has never happened with Sachin. You know, so in that way, Virat's record is unique.
Here's Taku starting a new over, bowling round the wicket to Azenays, who once again launches into a flowing drive to cover, and there's no run. But wow, he's timing the ball so well already. You've seen a man coming in for his first match. He just looks completely at ease here at the crease. And let's have a look at Azenays' record. Of course, he plays. He actually plays for the Windward Islands. Let's come back to that. Here's Taka bowling to Azenays, and it's a beautiful drive once more, right out of the middle of the bat. Shubman Gill dives to defend that, but Azenays' record in first-class cricket, he averages 36.5 out of 30 first-class games, a highest score of 141, 2 centuries and 12 50s. So, he can definitely bat. It's not a remarkable record, but it's a handy one. But I'm just loving the way he's timing the ball.
Right.
Everything's coming straight out of the middle.
A lot of people, I just wanted to know, obviously people think that since Westindies did not qualify for the World Cup, they think that there's a very lighter team, which is not fact.
Here's Takoa, and this time Azenays leaves a wide one alone, goes through the keeper.
Especially in Test cricket.
But also the sides are not the same. We were just talking previously, I just asked the question, why is Shea Hope not in this side? They seem so light on batting. But no, the sides aren't the same. You look at the pacemen, for example, you've got Kemar Roach, Shaman Gabriel can't even make the side at the moment. Joseph's a good player, so I don't think you're comparing, two sides. I don't think it's a fair comparison. As this one beats Azenays outside off stump, so well bowled there by Tucker. There's no run.
If you allow me, I will tell you an interesting story about Shardul Thakur as well.
Absolutely. We can do that.
Right now?
Let's wait till after the next ball. Here's Taka bowling to Azenays, and there is no run. Might get you to tell that story at the end of the over, because I've just realised I've run way over time here. I should have handed to Andy quite some time ago.
Okay, no worries.
Triple N News, Northern News Network. Triple N News. Informative, entertaining, and first.